You people have been responsible for dividing this country to a breaking point, creating a projection of national division. I meet people from the south side of Chicago to meetings like this one of every shade of melanin, multiple, from man to woman, doesn't make a difference, who are hungry for reviving unity in this country. And you, with your catechism that you try to get as politicians to whatever fake headline you're going to print on the basis of this conversation tomorrow, that's what's dividing this country to a breaking point. Shame on you. Look people in the eye and tell them what you've actually failed to tell them for the last 5 years. Own the accountability for your own failures as the media. That's how we rebuild trust in this country. And until then, I don't have a lot of patience to play the games.
Vivek Ramaswamy has been winning over a ton of people when it comes to the 2024 presidential race because of things such as this. He absolutely obliterates woke reporter who tries asking him a gotcha question about condemning white supremacism. Obviously, I can't say the actual word for obvious reasons, but a lot of people have been flipping over to Vivek Ramaswamy and supporting him. Even hardcore Trump supporters are now saying, not all of them obviously, but some of them are going over and saying, I'm actually going to vote for Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, my dream, and it doesn't seem like it's going to happen, but my dream has always been from the jump since Vivek started his rise, was that Vivek would be Trump's vice president. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I'm still holding out hope, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. But anyway, Vivek Ramaswamy has one of his best clips ever. This clip is going viral, and it's going to go a whole lot more viral because this is one of Vivek Ramaswamy's best clips ever, destroying this woke reporter. Let's get into the video.
I'm not going to recite some catechism for you. I'm against vicious racial discrimination in this country. So I'm not pledging allegiance to your new religion of modern wokeism, which actually fits the test. I'm not going to bend the knee to your religion. I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to bend the knee to mine, and I'm not going to bend the knee to yours. But do I condemn vicious racial discrimination? Yes, I do. Am I going to play your silly game of gotcha? No, I'm not. And frankly, this is why people have lost trust. And I know you're going to go print the headline tomorrow. I already know this. We already know how your game works. Vivek Ramaswamy refuses to condemn white supremacy because you asked a stupid question. The reality is, I condemn vicious racial discrimination in this country, but the kind of vicious and systematic racial discrimination we see today is discrimination on the basis of race in a very different direction. You want to know what the best way is to end discrimination on the basis of race? Stop discriminating on the basis of race. Do that, and we're going to move this country forward. And I don't care whether you're black or white or brown or anything in between. That's how we're going to unite this country. You people have been responsible for dividing this country to a breaking point, creating a projection of national division. I meet people from the south side of Chicago to meetings like this one of every shade of melanin, multiple, from man to woman, doesn't make a difference, who are hungry for reviving unity in this country. And you, with your catechism that you try to get as politicians to whatever fake headline you're going to print on the basis of this conversation tomorrow, that's what's dividing this country to a breaking point. Shame on you. Look people in the eye and tell them what you've actually failed to tell them for the last 5 years. Own the accountability for your own failures as the media. That's how we rebuild trust in this country. And until then, I don't have a lot of patience to play the games.
What do you expect from
This is why people have been loving Vivek Ramaswamy so much, because these people, these woke reporters, are asking gotcha questions to everyone. And let's be real, the other presidential candidates for the Republicans, they're not answering the question like that. You know, we love Donald Trump around here, but he's not going to be as precise. He's not going to be as elegant as Vivek Ramaswamy is. Now, that's not to say that Donald Trump wouldn't be a better presidential candidate. That's not to say that Donald Trump wouldn't get more done in the White House. I mean, a big factor in that is that he's been there and done it before. You know, he's already been elected. He's already been through 4 years in the White House, and Vivek just hasn't. He doesn't have the experience that Donald Trump has in that case. He doesn't know what it's like in there. He doesn't know what it's like to have people try to shut down every single idea that you put forth just simply because you're a Republican, just simply because you got elected through a certain party. Vivek doesn't know what that's like. So it's not to say that, you know, Vivek wouldn't be a worse president than Donald Trump. But when it comes to shutting down the media and these woke reporters and these people who try to ask Vivek these gotcha questions, nobody does it better than him. Nobody can do it better than Vivek Ramaswamy when it comes to that stuff. I bet they don't air that statement on the 6 o'clock news. Vivek, the destroyer of woke reporters' careers. Yeah, they're not going to air that one. They're definitely not going to air that one. And Vivek does, like, he's just so good at this, man. I've never seen somebody be this good every single time. And it's not like this scripted debate stuff like these other presidential candidates do. Like, can you imagine if Ron DeSantis was asked that same question? He would just squirm around and do those weird mannerisms that he always does. Like, Vivek, no matter what question that you ask him, he's always on top of this stuff. He's a really good marketer, man. He's really good in the public eye. Trump should seriously consider Vivek as a VP candidate. I really wish he would, man, but it just doesn't seem that way right now. Vivek is too smart for these MSM hacks who are used to dealing with regular members of Congress. It's child's play for him. It's painful to watch how easily Vivek destroys the reporter. And by painful, I mean awesome. Yeah, man, he's just outclassing them brain-wise, IQ-wise. And by the way, there's a whole 20-minute segment here. You can see there's a whole 20-minute video of Vivek Ramaswamy talking to these reporters. So if you haven't seen that, you can go check that one out. The one that I showed you was only a minute and a half long clip. It was, in my opinion, the best part of it and probably the part that's going to go the most viral. You want to know what the best way is to end discrimination on the basis of race? Stop discriminating on the basis of race. Imagine being on the left and this phrase bothering you. We live in an unreal time. I 100% agree with that statement. I mean, it's funny how they'll ask him to condemn white supremacy, but they don't care about any of the other kinds of racism that's out there. In fact, they'll deny that it even exists. So the fact that Vivek answered it like that, I mean, it's just perfect. I don't want to keep saying that over and over, but his answer to the question was just absolutely perfect. You want to know how to end racial discrimination? Well, stop discriminating on the basis of race. It's so good. And he also at the same time did condemn, radical discrimination based on race, which, I mean, every good person out there, every person with common sense out there understands and agrees with that. Vivek's talent is being able to destroy narratives in real time. He's so good at putting people in their place, has a long career in politics just based on that. I'm a big fan. Yeah, there's a lot of people, including myself, who are very skeptical on basically every single politician ever. Vivek is one of those people who, he's obviously very smart, right? But there's a lot of smart politicians out there. I know people like to make fun of them and say how stupid they are. There's a lot of smart politicians out there. You don't get to be a high-ranking official without having some kind of, above average IQ. Vivek, the reason why, in my opinion, I like him so much is because it's really hard to fake being that good on your feet. When you have an above average IQ, you can fake being Ron DeSantis and answering questions like Ron DeSantis does. You can even say if you have an above average IQ, it's easy to fake being like Donald Trump and being as against the woke stuff as Donald Trump is. But to be this good, to be able to dispel narratives in real time over and over and over again, and every single time he's asked one of these questions, he absolutely obliterates the reporters. To be like that and to be able to consistently deliver these kinds of answers, it just really makes me think that this guy is the real deal, or he's literally been trained since birth by alphabet agencies to be this person. Like he's literally the Winter Soldier of destroying the woke crowd, and he's just a psyop the whole time. But I think the guy's the real deal. Just simply because he's able to dispel these narratives and destroy these reporters in real time every single time. It makes me think that he's probably not faking this. He actually is just a smart guy who also is against, very much against this woke BS that's been going on. No other politician could or would have answered like Vivek did. All the others would have fallen for the bait. That's why we need him in office. If not as president, then vice president. I think he should be vice president this time around and then eventually be president in the future. Hopefully that happens, man. I'm really hoping that happens. He's uniting people of all ages with something to believe in. He backs up his claims and sure knows how to entertain a crowd. Could he be the future face of the Republican Party? That's another thing. I don't know how old exactly he is. Seems pretty damn young though. So he has time. It would be great for him to be inside the White House, be a VP to Donald Trump. Let him see how these people operate inside, because we know that Donald Trump was in over his head just a little bit on the last term. He wasn't able to get a lot of things done that he wanted to get done because he got backstabbed a lot by the people who were, in his cabinet. And it would be great for Vivek to experience those things from the inside before he's the actual president, and then in the future get elected as president. The man is fast on his feet. Corporate media hacks have no chance. He has grown on me over time, and I think he has a great future. So do I. I think he has one of the brightest futures in the Republican Party, if not the brightest future. Let me know what you guys think about this clip of Vivek Ramaswamy. We've been seeing a lot of these recently, and I don't want to cover every single one, but I felt like this one was just worth covering because it's going to go stupid viral. This clip is already going viral on Twitter, and I think it's one of the best that I've ever seen for Vivek destroying one of these woke reporters. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole Vivek Ramaswamy versus the woke reporter situation. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I hope to see you in the next one.